Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another new edition of Today's Youth. And today we will be talking about a very important and major issue facing Egypt now, which is education. And we will be knowing more about education and student activity regarding this issue after this short break. هرجع اقدمهم بقى وبعدين نبقى نطلع بالتقرير. اوكي هرجع. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're delighted to be joined here at the studio by Ahmed Sameh, Nada Ahmed, and Myrna Ahmed. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, and I would first like you to tell me more about your project before. First, introduce yourself, of course, and then tell me more about your project.
Okay, well, my name is Ahmed Sameh. I'm a computer engineering graduate.
Right.
After I graduated from engineering, I thought of that I wanted to be more involved with youth organizations and students, so this is why I started my MBA in marketing, and
right.
I was done with that like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm halfway through my second master's, which is in international and comparative education,
mm-hmm.
and I aim to combine my educational journey to what I'm actually doing right now, which is
mm-hmm.
the organization I'm leading.
Right, Nada? Nada, would you please introduce yourself?
I'm a fresh graduate from business informatics.
Mm-hmm.
During my university years, I've joined many student organizations and student activities.
Mm-hmm.
And during these years, I've discovered my passion and what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what led me to work here in this organization.
Right, Myrna?
I'm Myrna. I'm an 11th grade student in AIS. And basically, I joined MCAN as a participant at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I joined their program. I started with helping with the organizing of the events and everything.
Mm-hmm. Right. Ahmed, of course, education is one of the major and critical issues that we are now trying to develop here in Egypt. Would you tell us more about your approach to this?
Of course. I would add to that, it's like a global issue, of course, which is something that needs more complex kind of development and analysis when it comes to making education more relevant, which is now the global dilemma, is how education is actually preparing students for the job market, for becoming active citizens in their communities. So what I thought that what lacks in our education system is that it's very fixated to the grades and to the tests and assessments, and students no longer have a sense of fulfillment, and maybe they don't really enjoy the process of learning and education, but rather they feel pressured or obliged to perform better in exams, which is not really the point of education. So what we mainly do in the organization is that we provide a parallel context to schools where the students can come and really take a step backwards and perceive and their lives in a different way, become more self-aware, become aware of the community and the society. And accordingly, they can draw the right lines between why are they actually going to schools and what is it that they want to do in their futures, and make their ambitions more relevant to the society.
Right, Ahmed. And dear viewers, now we go to this short break and we'll be right back. Our guests today represent an educational organization that provides school students with the environment they need to discover their full potential and areas of development. It started almost 3 years ago when our guest Ahmed Sameh founded the organization in an attempt to provide a solution to the problem that we face with all generations enrolled with our educational system. The issue is lack of self-career and social awareness among school students, which leads them to experience more confusion in their academic and non-academic lives. Ahmed aims to bring change in the educational scene on a global and local context, along with his team and passionate students. Nada Ahmed was always passionate about education, development, and teaching. She participated and volunteered in multiple international and local educational experiences through her university years until she followed her passion and took it as a career. Our third guest is Myrna. Ahmed is a high school student who joined 2 educational development events as a student and recently joined an educational camp as a facilitator despite her young age. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and back to you, Nada. And I would like you to tell me what's business formatics and how does it relate to what you're doing right now?
Okay, of course. So business informatics is a mixture of business studies with information systems and computer science. So directly it does not relate to what I'm doing right now, but in a way it does, because business is an important aspect in any organization. So this is how I relate my studies to what I'm doing right now, as it changed the way I perceive things and how I think, and it shaped a lot of qualities that are within me today. But how does it directly relate? It does not. And that's why I pursued different opportunities during my university years that helped me be more prepared to what I'm doing right now.
Right. Myrna, as a student, I would like you to tell me how do you see the educational system right now? What does it really lack, in your opinion, as a student?
As a student, I think that it really lacks the self-development classes. Like, we're more stuck to the content, not to the real-life skill-based learning. We're more stressed on the content of history, science, math. We don't learn who we truly are or what's our purpose. We just learn we have to be successful, but we don't know how or in what or who are we to be successful.
Right. Ahmed, would you tell me more about your start individually? How did you start your organization? What were the most important challenges that you faced to start your activity or your organization?
Well, I'd have to share that I never really expected that I'd be running my own organization any given day. I think it all started when I got to reflect about my own journey and my own career. having my academics on one hand and having my passion and volunteering opportunities on the other hand. So I came to reflect on why did I really join education? Engineering. What made me pursue?
It's totally different. I mean, you studied engineering
Precisely.
and then you're now in a totally different career.
Precisely, and this is when I got to reflect about the factors that made me pursue engineering, which was mainly that it's a very common cultural like taboo or something that we're encouraged to join that. Maybe engineering, medicine, and pharmacy would be the top colleges out there. So this proves that the education system is kind of biased, or it's not really giving the students a platform for them to discover themselves, like Myrna said. So my point was to provide the thing that I lacked or I did not find in my education journey, which was someone to come and tell me that I can do this, or come tell me that I can do that.
Right. I would like you to tell me in more details what do you exactly provide your students with. No, we have now this video before going to this question.
Sure.
We have this video here, and I would like you to comment on this video, which is a very important one.
Of course. This was a program that we actually did last Ramadan in the summer. It was right after the students were done with their final exams. So the idea of this program was bringing school students from different schools. And it was a 4-day workshop on mainly, the event was called the Daira, which is the circle.
So it was a 4-day workshop?
It was a 4-day
for
workshop.
The students?
School students from different schools. It was open for anyone to attend or register.
Okay, and how do you inform the students about this activity? Mainly
through social media, like this is the main promotional channel that we have.
Or through their school administration?
Sometimes. So,
what age do you start taking in your courses?
In such courses or workshops, we have students from grade 9 till grade 12.
From 9? Okay.
Yes, from 9 to 12, more or less.
National schools and international schools and local schools, government schools,
anyone
everything?
is invited. Anyone is invited, as long as you share the same passion, or even you're just within the age limit. So
right. And what's the language of instruction here?
It's both in Arabic and English. It's both.
Right.
It's not really a formal setting. As you've seen in the video, it's more of a non-formal context. And the idea of such events is to bring very new experiences for the students. They really get to broaden their perspectives. They get to meet one another. In the process, they get to increase their self-confidence and social skills, which are the very set of skills that are needed if you are to pursue your education in Egypt or abroad, or even to become a better citizen of yourself. So, yeah.
Right. I would like you to tell me what exactly do you provide to your students in more details?
Of course. We have more or less 5 main programs in our organizations. One of them is that we have a curriculum that we agree with the school that they actually embed this curriculum in their school hours. So it's like the biology, history, and then they have the life skills or our content. So that's a program that we do with the schools. Another one is similar to the video that we just saw, which is it's like an academy-based program. So we have workshops delivered inside of the schools and outside of the schools. We have camps. We tend to go outside of Cairo to move from the comfort zone of the students.
Right.
It's also delivered to school students and outside. We have a community-based program, and we have career awareness and development program.
Right. Another, how can students become a contributor in what you're doing, not just a receiver to what you're doing?
So recently we have this approach that we want to involve them in more opportunities to self-develop and discover their potential. So for example, Myrna, we introduced her as she had like an experience in a camp where she was a facilitator. So this is something new that we're offering for them, where they could apply to be part of the content creation team and part of the team that facilitates and delivers this knowledge to the people, whether they're their age or maybe even younger. Also, another thing is, since we have a lot of events, like each month we have several events, so now we're including students in creating these events. They could apply and they could be of the organizing team that creates that.
Right. Myrna, as a student, how do you perceive such a non-formal educational experience?
It's basically, I don't see it as an organization as much as it's an environment where I get to share my ideas and become as open-minded and as creative as I could. It really helped me like share my thoughts and develop myself, learn from the ideas around me, and discover more what am I or who am I and who are the people around me and what's my purpose and all that.
So you find it very interesting,
Yeah,
right?
it's very interesting, and it helped me actually focus on my education more, that I found myself and I found my motivation to actually study.
So you prefer that to the school regular educational system?
I don't, it's like, this is two different systems. It's not the same thing.
So they have to go parallel,
Yeah.
right? Right. Ahmed, Sameh, Nada, Ahmed, and Mirna. Ahmed, many thanks for joining us, and actually we wish you all the best in this very interesting initiative.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
very
much.
Thanks.
Thank you. And dear ladies and gentlemen, with this we wrap up this edition of Today's Youth. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.